What's going on, guys? So thanks very much for tuning in today's video. Now, a quick overview of what we were to do in today's training. We were to do three sets of 5 reps with 213 kilograms. Then we were to do 2 sets of doubles with 228 kilograms. So roughly in pounds, 213 kilos is around 460-ish, I believe. Again, don't quote me on that, just off the top of my head. And then the 228 kilos is 501 pounds. Then to move on to bench press, we were to do 4 sets of 5 reps with 117.5 kilograms, which is around kind of 260 pounds. And then we were to do 135 kilos for 2 doubles again. I'm not actually sure what that is in pounds, but it will be up on the screen. So what I actually wanted to ask from all of you today, was, I recently have had quite a few people asking me if I could do a Q&A, or if I'd look at kind of doing some form of weekly Q&A. And actually I've been kind of thinking about it, and actually I thought it'd be quite a really good idea. So what I'd actually kind of like to probably start doing is doing some form of a Q&A, maybe once per week, or maybe once every kind of 10 to 14 days, or very possibly make it a weekly thing. Now what I'd actually like to ask from all of you is if you have any questions that you'd like me to answer in the Q&A, if you could just leave them down below. Preferably, would probably rather have them being a little bit kind of less formal, or not necessarily about fitness, so more just any questions you'd like to ask me. It could be about anything. Maybe not necessarily fitness related, but if you've got some form of good fitness question, then definitely stick it in, and I could maybe make the video on its own, or I could add it in. I'm probably going to start kind of doing that maybe once a week. I think it'd be quite a cool video, and what I would probably kind of have it as is basically just me talking into the camera, and then just probably what I'd do is then just kind of put some form of training footage over it, like I've been doing in the recent training talk videos. I think that'd work out pretty cool. So yeah, if you have any questions, it could be about anything you could possibly think of. And again, if you've got some form of fitness question, then definitely just kind of pop it in below, and I'll get that answered for you as well, either in the comments or make a separate video, or do it itself. But yeah, anyway, back to the footage. One thing I'm really just kind of trying to do is with squats is just always kind of constantly hitting very unquestionable depth, and just really kind of sinking it kind of an inch to an inch and a half below parallel, just to really kind of have this unquestionable depth. And the bar was actually moving really well. Unfortunately, got one set filmed of the top set, but it moved very well. Here it is here, it moved really well. And one thing I've actually done as well recently is make my belt 1 notch looser, because I feel that by making the belt 1 notch looser, I'm able to get a lot more air in. So by allowing me to get a lot more air in, I'm able to brace a lot harder, and I'm actually bracing myself against the belt instead of having the belt so tight that the belt braces you. And I feel that sometimes I have been quite guilty in the past of just having the belt so tight, I'm actually restricting the amount of air I can get in, and the belt's bracing me instead of me bracing the belt. So that's one thing I'm definitely making a transition this whole cycle. So I've got a good 9-10 weeks of that, so that should kind of work out very well. And actually as well, what you'll see here is in bench, I've ditched the lever belt and using my 30mm double prong belt that I use in my squats and deadlifts on my bench press. The reason for that mainly just is I wanted to just see it. I wanted to just try to see if it felt better, and quite honestly it definitely does feel better. It just allows me to feel a little bit tighter. It makes me feel like I can get a little bit more of an arch, and overall I just think it feels better. So moving forwards, I most definitely probably will be just using that, and just only using that belt and not using the lever belt anymore. So I might give that away, or just keep it, or I'm not sure what I'll do with that. And then again, top sets was 135 kilos for 2 doubles. One thing I'm really trying to work on is just giving myself a self lift out pretty much every single time I bench from now on, even if Robbie's available, because there's days like today where Robbie isn't available, and I don't want to be too reliant on him, where to the point where if he's not there I just cannot bench. So really just trying to focus on, especially with all this sub-max and loads, getting used to it, unracking the bar as much as possible. There I messed up a little bit, but unracking the bar as much as possible. And if it goes really well, then I might even start just unracking the bar myself in competition, as that definitely does have some benefits. Bryce Lewis actually spoke about that as well. And then again, finish up with some dips, some pull-ups, some biceps, and then some core work. Today was a really good workout, higher volume than it was last Monday, by just a little bit, but not a huge amount. Overall was a really fun day. My quads were actually feeling really sore. I had a lot of lactic acid in them from Saturday's front squat session. It's so funny. I can literally do so much volume low bar squatting and not really have any pain the next day or the day after that, but I do literally 3 sets of 8 with 96 kilos on front squats, and my quads have a lot of lactic acid. So I found that quite amusing. But yeah, got through the workload, everything felt really good. And I actually ordered protein the other day, and by mistake I actually ordered this protein here, which is, if you can see it, unflavoured protein. So that was a complete mistake, but actually I just got these from them, which is raspberry flavour drops. So what you do is you put your protein in where you're going to put in milk, water, and then you put the flavour drops in the shake, and it actually in my opinion tastes nicer than when they give you the flavour. And what I've actually just worked out is, with how long these would last and how many kilos you could get through, it is actually cheaper to buy your protein unflavoured and then add these in it. So for those of you that are cheap or don't have a lot of money, definitely recommend doing that. Buy your protein, then buy your flavour drops, and in the long run you'd save yourself money. Not a huge amount, but if you take that over the course of say 10 years, probably add up to quite a bit. So hope you're enjoying today's video, guys. Please like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, and I'll speak to all of you guys next time.